You may know him as the man who photographed nothing but his wife. He is Masahisa Fukase. He is known in the art world for his well-renowned photo book, Ravens. However, today, most people would know him as the guy who photographed his wife. These photos come from his series, From Window, and are widely revered for how sweet and loving they make him appear as a husband. However, these photos were the beginning of their downfall as a couple. Masahisa was born in 1934 in Hokkaido, Japan. His family owned and operated their own photo studio, so from the age of 6, he began learning how to process photographs in the studio. He was being trained from a very young age to take over the family business. However, this only pushed him further away. He left home to pursue a photography education at Nihon University in Tokyo and ended up staying there after he earned his degree to experiment with more conceptual photography instead of returning home to the family studio. Soon enough, the year is 1964, and he is happily married to his second wife, Yoko. This is when the 13-year-long series From Window began. Yoko was a collaborator and volunteer in these images, as you can see her playing along with the camera. However, over time, only being looked at through the lens of a camera by your loved one can feel suffocating, as you no longer share private moments, as everything is captured to be put on display. As one article points out, the subtext is desire driven to the point of obsession. All of Masahisa's work seems to be driven by obsession. This obsession seems to stem from a sense of control and looking to freeze time. As he says, "I work and photograph while hoping to stop everything." This becomes clear in 1971 as he begins to frequently visit home in Hokkaido and begins his series Family and Memories of Father. In the series Family, he took family portraits in the studio whenever there was a special occasion or anniversary in which everyone is gathered. This even includes the day of his father's funeral with a portrait of him to replace his absence, seen here. In Memories of Father, he took photos to capture his father's life and death, and even his existence after death, as Masahisa photographs his body post-cremation. This is what we mean by obsession. There was not a moment too private or vulnerable for Masahisa's camera, despite how much emotional damage it did to those around him. Like, one of the key factors in why him and his first wife, Yukio, separated was because he photographed her as she was experiencing a miscarriage and begging for him to just put the camera down. He preserves every moment of his life with that camera, the good, the bad, and the moments that we wish we would never relive. It's almost as if he's so scared of change that he obsesses over preserving each moment with his camera so that moment shall never grow old, and in turn, maybe he won't either. As previously mentioned, the obsession to preserve the present is what led Yoko to leave him in 1976. She said, "In the 10 years that we lived together, he only looked at me through the lens of his camera, and the photographs he took of me were unmistakably depictions of himself." This catapulted him into a major depression, which led to him finding solace in the ravens he saw. He began photographing them with the same obsession as he photographed Yoko. His series Ravens spanned from 1976 to 1986 and culminated in one of the most iconic photo books of our lifetime, being put into the top 25 photo books of all time by art critics.